Ja Veera Mustonen on Forum Virium.
Kyllä vain, kyllä vain.
Kyllä vain. Ole hyvä.
Joo. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Well, now I'm the same time zone with you. Okay. Thanks for the invitation to come here to Rakvere. And I'm going to talk about smart Kalastama mainly and the Helsinki approach to smart city development. We have heard already great stories from Tallinn, Rakvere, Tartu, and a little bit of Turku, and Helsinki is one more city in this region of the Baltic Sea. And I hope that we get to do more cooperation with the Estonian cities also in the future. There's actually at the moment one application in the EU about Helsinki-Tallinn smart city common development. And I'm sure that we have a lot to learn from each other, that I have been here very amazed of the agile projects that I've heard that the Estonians are performing and the Rakvere Smart House project. I come actually from Forum Virium, which is the 100% City of Helsinki owned development and innovation agency in Finland. We have been almost there for 9 years, and our role is to be there between the city and the private sector to work for innovations in cooperation with the city, with research institutions, with citizens, with private companies, and especially look for digital service innovations. And Helsinki, we are actually behind many of the smart city initiatives in Helsinki, of which Helsinki is known of. And we work very closely with the city of Helsinki. That actually the different departments of city of Helsinki are involved in all the projects we do. And Helsinki is quite known of its initiatives related to opening up public data, taking an approach as a city as an interface, having digital interactive interfaces in the city, opening up interfaces for the developer community, and also for living labs and smart service infrastructure, of which Kalasatama is a good example. And we do quite a lot of international cooperation and EU projects related to smart city topics. Especially one we are opening of public data. That we have created an ecosystem in the city of Helsinki called Helsinki Region Infrashare, where in 3 years we have opened 1,300 data sets for anyone to utilize. And this is run by the city of Helsinki these days as a service called Helsinki Region Infrashare. So the city of Helsinki started to think about that how to drive other kind of smart city initiatives, since it seems to be today an obligatory thing for any city to be smart and to find ways to kind of work towards smart goals, as we have heard during these 2 days. And so the city decided that we should have one kind of model district, Kalasatama, to drive smart city innovation in Helsinki. And this is actually Kalasatama year 2030. Seen from the Kalastama Center, and this is and you can see in the map. It's over there. It's quite a large area, and this map of Helsinki actually pictures that Helsinki is under quite heavy transformation at the moment. All these areas are under construction. These larger areas by the sea are former port areas which we freed for other residential and commercial purposes as the ports moved a bit further away. And so Kalastama was picked to become the smart city model district, as it's very closely located to the existing city center. And it has a very attractive position, and by the sea, it's kind of peninsula over there. And at the moment, there are 2,000 people living there, and it will be a kind of construction site until the year of 2030, when it will be connected by bridges to the existing city and to the zoo of Helsinki. And the idea behind Kalastama is that it will model all possible kind of smart city solutions, be home for more than 20,000 people, and it will be developed in cooperation with the with companies, citizens, and research and innovation institutions, and using ICT and data as enablers. It's quite a large area, and it's constructed in little piece. At the moment, there are 2,000 people living in the Sörnäisten-Niemi, and next door will be Kalasatama Center built. There will be the first high-rises of Helsinki, 8 towers, that the construction will start in a couple of months. And all these areas will be built until the year 2030 or so. And from our perspective, this is really a testbed for smart urban innovations. And the overall framework is this kind of smart city framework, of which we have heard so many good presentations over the over these days here. And in Kalasatama portfolio, we try to answer the questions that, for instance, Björn presented very well in the previous presentation, that there are environmental issues of urbanization, issues of kind of economic growth, and the citizen needs that force the cities to think about new solutions for living, working, mobility, and sustainable ways of living. And it's done together with companies, with people, and the government should and governance should enable that. And all together would drive for systemic change, for better quality of life, resource efficiency, and new solutions would address the global market. And I think that this framework is sharing all smart city initiatives that we have heard there, and by all the cities working for these goals. And for the city of Helsinki, the Smart Kalasatama project has maybe, let's say, 3 different heads. First of all, it's kind of city strategic planning, let's say, tool that we've heard from Björn, that what kind of strategic goals almost all cities have in the Baltic area and in the globe. And Smart Kalasatama is a way to address those strategic goals in the city of Helsinki. So like we need to build more sustainable housing, we need to look for mobility questions, and we need to have better healthcare services. And when you have a kind of new district that can be said that this is our test bed, we also invite all the departments to think differently and think what they could do there. And we kind of set a strategic goal for the city departments that, hey, here you can think differently, you can try new things, and we can support you doing that. And also, the means that the city can also utilize here are kind of innovative procurement, and also our agreements when we rent the land to developers, that we could ask them that they join the smart grid, and they have to agree in joining many other smart city initiatives there. Another way that the city is approaching this project is that we have this Living Lab innovation platform that we, Forum Virium, that we are coordinating that is that we organize and coordinate program portfolio. We organize a lot of events for PPPP, so we invite all the companies, we look for common programs and projects, and help different companies, small and big ones, to enter the area and find partners to do the work help them to find kind of citizens to utilize their new solutions, and help them also to market their new initiatives and work with the city. And third aspect is kind of city marketing. We heard yesterday how Rakvere Smart House is already internationally very well known, and how today in the smart cities you have to start marketing internationally and regionally and locally before you have many things up and running. And that is to attract companies, to get buy-in of the local people, to attract talent and investment in the area, and to make the whole project possible in a sense. And that's also very important of Helsinki, and we have been featuring Smart Kalasatama already in the China Central TV, and there has been kind of group from not only from Rakvere but from all over the world looking at this place, which looks more or less like a construction site at the moment, and seeing that what we are doing there. So the smart Kalasatama program encompasses all of these three aspects, and in a sense, the smart Kalasatama can be also taken as a metaphor for smart city or kind of new city development in Helsinki. So, like when companies approach us and say that, hey, we have these wonderful solutions for smart parking, we start discussing with them. We are kind of easy. Or kind of living lab to approach, easier than the city bureaucracy. But the solution we find for them may be that you go to the other way of part of the city to try that out. But it's kind of metaphor that somehow promises companies and other partners that you can find out new ways to try new solutions and create new urban services in the city. As a living lab, we think that when constructing a new district, we can take everything as a platform. So the biggest healthcare station of Helsinki, the school, energy grid, mobility infra, real estate, and invite the companies to start innovating there and putting their sensors or new solutions. But our focus is on smart urban services and piloting, so try fast, fail fast. And it's really living like a new sustainable urban solutions where we look for heavy cooperation with the citizens and want to have the citizens as the center, that we really develop good services for them. And at the moment, we have some 20 projects up and running in Kalasatama, and we have 5 themes under which those are. So very comprehensive approach to the kind of smart city development that close to the Cohen smart city wheel, of which you have heard of. I present to you some of these projects which are ongoing, and we are constantly looking for more projects in Kalasatama. One of the biggest one is smart grid, which will first be deployed in Finland to a large extent in Kalasatama. We have in February the first 2 estates ready when we have smart grid and smart metering available for the citizens, and in the future all the new buildings should have those in place. That also enables local energy production, and we already have a small solar plant built in Kalasatama, and the electric vehicle network will be connected to that, and the companies Helsingin Energia and our energy company and ABB Fingrid, who are working on this, they are also looking for new storage ways for energy produced locally. One kind of new thing already up and running there is pipeline-based waste collection system, so that on top of the in every yard there are just four tubes where people can put their waste, bio-waste, paper, cardboard, and mixed waste to different tubes, and these you need a mobile recognition to kind of put your waste there, and it will be sucked 70 kilometers an hour underground to a collection station. So there's no need for kind of logistics, waste logistics in the streets, and no kind of smell in the yards. Another big area where we are working a lot in Helsinki is smart mobility, and we have a concept called mobility as a service, which you may have heard, meaning that we are looking for a solution where we would have very good up-to-date data of all possible mobility within the city, not only public transportation, of which we already have the on real-time data, but also that where are the kind of private cars and maybe even bicycles at the moment in the city. And so we're working for solutions that a consumer could just kind of utilize the route finder to see that what is the easiest way to get from point A to B, utilizing any kind of modes of transportation that could be shared electric vehicles, private cars, or the public transportation, or their own foot. And already in Helsinki we have this Kutsu Plus demand-based vehicle, which is kind of combination of a bus and a taxi, which you can call to your nearest public transportation stop and go anywhere within the city of Helsinki for the price of a bus, but it's kind of on demand based that it comes when you call it. It has become very popular over the past months. And in Kalasatama we are looking for shared electric vehicle pilots and intelligent parking pilots, and also shared kind of bicycle pilots. Another way that we want to develop Kalasatama is through very fast pilots, and this is an example that what we did this autumn. We had a pilot for 2 months called Smart Containers. We had this kind of very rough containers placed there, and this was run by a startup called Piggybaggy, who is a specialist of crowdsourced logistics. And here, all the residents of Kalasatama could access the container 24/7 via the local transportation card or mobile phone and utilize a self-service library. And there's another container which was run by local food cooperative, so they could pick up the food they have ordered for farmers from there. And we had also here a recycling point, some playground and info point combined with this kind of service point. And this is very good in an area under construction where are very few services in place, and no, for instance, library at the moment. And the citizens like this very much, and this was also a good example of cooperation with a startup which was running this program, a big developer which was partially financing that, city which provided library services there and recycling services, and the citizens who actually started a local co-op related to this project. You can also see that it was self-sufficient with energy, with solar panels and small windmill. But so this is kind of a way of working that we're looking for more, that try very small, very cheap pilots that demonstrate something new, some new kind of services, and which can later be incorporated into other more permanent services, or can be scaled up and taken elsewhere to other areas in construction, for example. Then we are working for new health and wellness services in Kalasatama. The biggest healthcare station of Helsinki will be placed there. And as you may know, the whole public health care is under very big, has very strong demands for transforming itself and renewing itself. And this kind of new development is a very good platform to think in a new way of the services. And here also the Department of Healthcare in Helsinki, they are very happy to have this kind of platform, which is branded as innovation platform, so that gives them also permission to look for new ways to organize the processes in the healthcare station and look for new ways to serve the customers. And we are also piloting with different kind of digital services there, which happen outside the walls and will serve citizens in a different way. And the same is true with the Kalasatama School, which will open in 2016, which is already kind of named as a future school, where new kind of pedagogical models of problem-based learning will be modeled, and there will be a lot of technology embedded in the building. Well, another way, there is also kind of a local network service called Fisuverkko, in which every single apartment is recognized, and so this portal reaches all the Kalasatama inhabitants and recognizes all the apartments, and is good for instance that if you do any renovation in your apartment, the history will stay there and be there for the next inhabitant. We are looking for new also 3D modeling, opening 3D modeling of city planning for public and for companies. That, for instance, one developer who is building high rises in Kalasatama is creating a living lab in Kalasatama where they can model that what does it feel like taking an elevator to the top of the high-rise when that's once ready, and they are using this kind of 3D city models to show that how the city will be built and what it will look like in the future, and what will be the view from one window, for instance, of a high-rise building. Our living lab is also a way to activate citizens, and also we work a lot with so-called developer community. That means kind of different kind of application developers. We organize challenges for them, and with different kind of organizations and R&D, we kind of have different kind of workshops to think of the future and think of different kind of possible new solutions. We have also a vision for Kalasatama, which is that every person living in Kalasatama should have 1 more hour a day of their own time. As in smart cities, the resource efficiency is maybe the cornerstone of the thinking. So we thought that Kalasatama should be so resource efficient that every single person will have more of the resources of what is the kind of most in demand for individuals, and that's time, own time for every day. And that means that we have citizen in the center of all the planning, that whatever is done, whatever kind of solutions there are developed or piloted, they should at the end of the day serve the citizen and help their life, make it more smooth and convenient. It's probably easy to think about that. The transportation and mobility solutions help them, logistics solutions help them, but also you can think of, for instance, energy solutions that you should actually have services for the people, helping them to kind of optimize their energy uses instead of having the citizens themselves calculating that is now the correct time to switch on the sauna. This kind of vision guides us to think of us from the urban service perspective, although we have all the other goals that smart cities usually have, like the sustainability and creating more jobs, creating new kind of solutions, having a livable city. Everything that is done should also address this kind of vision, that how to help the people to kind of have more convenient life and help them to have the resource they need the most, that's own time in their life. And we foresee that we get there through resource efficiency, co-creation, agile piloting, and thinking of local smart services, which of course should be scalable and could be taken anywhere in Helsinki and to other countries. But well, thank you, and I end this presentation with a picture which is under the bridges of Kalasatama subway station, and which is actually, this is by an architect or company, and I think that it's well somehow pictures that what is looked for. That although under the bridges is often not seen as a very attractive area in the city, they would like to kind of make it a livable place by providing some activities there, having new lighting solutions, and also having their kind of digital information services as part of that would help people to find whatever they want to do in this district and find their way that where they are going. But well, thank you.
Kiitoksia. Ja palun küsimused. Questions, please. Hei vaan.
Thanks. Hi, Jakob Rasmussen from Living Labs Global. I think this is very, very interesting. Now, one question is the solutions that you're developing here, are they available for other cities to buy, or how do they kind of interface with you?
Right, yes. So all of the solutions, like in our role as a city of Helsinki and Forum Virum, is that we are coordinating the overall kind of program. And all the solutions what we are developing have an owner. In some cases it's a department of City of Helsinki, like the healthcare station and everything related to that. But sometimes they are the companies like the ABB or the smart containers. IPR goes to the startups Piggy Paggy. And then we wish that the companies will take those elsewhere. And I personally think that it's extremely important to have companies present in all development, in all the stages, since they are the ones who kind of scale up those to other parts of the world.
Veera, thank you. I see this Forum Virium is a very good promoter of Helsinki or smart development in general in the Scandinavian Nordic countries. But how you feel? How is your feedback in Finland itself? Is the local authority, the people coming with you or thinking that maybe you are a little too far to the future, or what you see the other perspective, this world perspective, what you speak, you have very known in China and everywhere, but other perspective in a local level, like it's local level, the leaders of local authorities say that's okay, this is, or maybe you are like in very far in future.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting question. Like our mayor of Helsinki, Jussi Pajunen, once said that if Forum Virium didn't exist today, it should be invented. But of course, as we work in the innovation front line, that often, like when Forum Virium initiated the city of Helsinki, that hey, let's open up all the public data. There's a lot of opposition, and now the politicians and the leaders of the city of Helsinki, they go themselves around the globe and say, hey, we have opened more public data than any other city in the world in such a short time. So, and they see the value now, but it's also a bit similar here, that certain things that we are developing are very straightforward, like smart grid, and this is not really new thing. It's just kind of we do the deployment, and so it's very well understood by the city authorities. But then there are these kind of more different kind of more maybe radical pilots that they don't see and understand yet the value. Like, for instance, we work a lot with open interfaces and data, and for instance the energy data and things like that, that there are not yet very good showcases of what you can do with that. And then we all often come to the situation that we feel that the city authorities, they don't really understand what we are talking about, but they are quite positive. And so I would say that Forum Virium is quite well received in the city of Helsinki, but of course there's always kind of the questioning, yes. But then I think that the strategy is to work in different kind of levels, that there are kind of a bit less radical projects, and then there are kind of we are also looking all the time that what the front end of innovation, that what is the next thing that we should be doing.
Thanks. Any other questions? Tell me, what is the meaning of Forum Virium?
Forum for discussion.
Forum for discussions, yes. Yeah, all the Latin phrases, so going around. Okay, great to know and learn. All right. So let's go on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.